Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Take Two Radio. I'm Pam, your host, and tonight I have with me as a co-host Dawn. Say hello, Dawn.
Hello, Pam. How are you?
I'm happy. How about you?
Just as much.
You sounded more energetic before. Come on, get back in it. We know you got it.
Hello. Hello, world. Hello, listening audience. And, I'm joking around. Thank you for having me on with you tonight, Pam. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, you're welcome. You know I like having you.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I know that we have some people in the chat room, most likely people listening, because tonight we welcome two times nominated, get it? Next time he's going to win it, for an
there you go.
NAACP Image Award in the category of Outstanding Actor in Daytime Drama Series, and a man with a heart as beautiful as he is, Mr. Texas Battle. Hello,
yeah, I hear
it.
Hello?
Hello.
How you doing, buddy?
What's everybody up to? What's going on?
Hello.
Hello there.
Don. Say hello, Don.
Hi, Texas. How are you?
Well, hello, Don. I'm very, very well. Thank you for asking, and congratulations on everything that you got going on for yourself, too. Pam, what's up?
I know, right?
Thank you.
She's just,
Thank you.
We're all multitasking people here. We don't know how to sit still.
Well, you got to multitask. You got to keep everything going, keep everything fresh.
Yeah, we learned that from you.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Well, I have to say we're ecstatic that you have such a great storyline on Bold and the Beautiful again. What's it been like for you?
Well, let's hope everything pans out the way it should, and so far so good. They're welcoming in my brother, who's from my adoptive family, who's coming on into town, and he's getting settled in L.A. So that was very good and warming to see that they're bringing on some more color to B&B, which is always great. And then
you got some competition there with your brother, let me tell you, because he's good looking too.
Yeah, he comes in. He's my brother, so we definitely can't have no people coming in looking like pork chops and gravy.
Right.
So.
That's so true.
It's definitely a good feeling though to just work with new people as well. Him and Carla, they both come from Guiding Light era, so it's good to bring pros on over to our show so we can get right into it without even missing a beat.
Yeah, Dawn remembers him from Guiding Light. Unfortunately, I didn't watch that show.
So you don't know what he is.
Either.
See, CBS Daytime is where it's at, I'm going to tell you. And, yes, I was, Marcus, listen to me, Texas, a.k.a. Marcus. I was so excited to see the two of them back, on screen together. I love them on Guiding Light. So far I am enjoying them in their character role on B&B.
Yeah, we have that type of, that chemistry. I remember when the first time he came on our set, and everybody was telling him about me, like, yeah, when you meet Texas, be ready for the energy, and, he's out there, and he was very looking forward to, having that camaraderie, brothers do. And when I met him, straight up, I was like, hey, what's up, man? What's up, bro? What's going on? Like, and it was, and he was very, like, he didn't know what to expect, but then he was like, oh, okay, so it's like this. Like, this is cool. Like, I get to actually, have fun and be laid back and kind of have that brotherly type of relationship. And it just clicked. It just clicked.
That's great. That's great, considering you have to work with people all the time, or well, not all the time, but when you have a storyline together, you want to make sure that you're working well together.
You do. And for him and for Carla coming over from a different soap, it's always hard because you don't know what to expect. And you got to give both of them, the credit, because they're coming from another soap, and that's been off, I don't know how long, a year or two or so, and they're coming on to a hot show which is, you know, #1 in the world, you know, 3-time Emmy winner, blah, 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 blah. And all these new characters and new people that they're meeting, and plus they're both, you know, they come from New York. So now they're moving to L.A. So it's just a huge change for them. So my thing was, hey, I'm going to make both of these new characters feel as comfortable as possible and welcome them into the B&B family and show them what we're all about, and let's get working.
Right.
Well, I must say, I think the dynamic is working very well so far, and I am more than thrilled as long as I have watched B&B, which has been the whole time it's been on the air. But, you know, I'm really excited that right now there's a focal storyline that does not revolve around, you know, the whole Brooke, Taylor, Ridge, Steffi, and, you know, there is that storyline. But it's nice to see a storyline that, you know, that the viewers can really get into and can feel. I mean, when that whole thing unfolded with Daisy and the baby and Maya, you know, that was heart-wrenching for the viewing audience, but it was so well written. And so, you know, it just kind of helps put you guys on the front burner, and I'm thrilled about that.
Right. Well, let's hope that we definitely get back into some of that. You know, right now we're definitely at a place where we can do a lot of things with these new characters, and you know, Marcus. I mean, it's time for Marcus and Texas to actually, you know, get some story that lasts longer than, you know, a month and a half or 2 months. You know, it's like I personally haven't had anything challenging for me on the show since the whole Steffi and meeting my mom and getting adopted when I first came on. You know, that year and a half when I first came on, ladies, that was good. You know, that was something to sink my teeth into, introduce Marcus to the world, and it was a great story. But since then, I really haven't had anything that I can actually go, oh, yeah, I can't wait to start doing this. You know, I look forward to the future storylines, and hopefully there will be something that I can dig my teeth into and get into. But, you know, right now, I mean, I don't know where that's going to happen. I mean, we teased this whole storyline with the texting and driving, but ladies, that was like, 4 or 5 weeks, and then that was it. Bye-bye. It was like,
And then the next time after that, we just saw you just being a computer geek for a few episodes, and that was it.
Right. So, I mean, I get it. I get that, you know, everyone has a story. And there's always going to, you know, the main story will always be, and, you know, and that's something that we all have to accept. There'll always be the Logan, whether it's Hope Steffi or Brooke versus Taylor, it'll always be a Logan versus a Forrester because that's where they come from. So I get that. But as far as the B storyline, I would love to be part of a B storyline again. I'm dying and itching and waiting for that time to happen.
So are we. So are we. Now, I know that Daisy didn't initially tell Marcus what she was going through with Maya and her baby, but eventually she shared it with him and Carter. I didn't expect that storyline to wrap up so quickly.
Again, so you guys see it as I see it, as we work it, we know. And all we can do as you know, as actors is hopefully that something will come of it later on. And believe me, I tell you guys, I wish that I could be able to have that, even that storyline itself, to go a little bit longer than it did. Because there was some good stuff that could have came from that. But
right.
You know.
Well, I'd like to see Maya and Carter hook up, and you guys at least do a foursome for dinner or something. Go to the, you know.
Right.
Well, you know, and as much as I love Marcus and Daisy together, and I love Carter and Maya being back on screen together because they were a couple on God and Light. So it's kind of like taking me back, you know, as a past viewer of that show. But you know, but to shake it up within the ranks of that storyline with you guys, you know, I mean, it would be nice to have a little drama. It would be nice to have something that kind of just ramps it up for all four of you, really. And that is one of the things that's always mesmerized me about daytime, is because, you know, I think it's a travesty to have a lack of black actors on these shows, because the audience is not predominantly white. There are plenty of African Americans that enjoy those shows, and I think there's a huge disservice there in a lot of ways because you guys are some brilliant actors and you do such a phenomenal job at what you do. And it's always good when we can see you guys doing your thing,
Thank you. Yes, I really, really appreciate that. We hope that it does get to a point where Marcus has some conflict with Daisy. And, I mean, look, we've been married now for I don't know how long, but, me speaking from Texas' point of view, it's time for that ship to sink a little bit. It's time for something needs to happen. I've been the nice guy. I've been family. I've been Forrester first, of course. I've been all about my wife, backing her. And, of course, we have Rosie. It's
right.
time for something to happen. Like you guys said, you know how this works. When you're happy, things don't last long when you're happy.
Exactly.
You
time to bring Amber back with Rosie and shake it up, I think, or even a new character.
Something to shake something up. I wouldn't even care. My brother and Daisy started eyeing each other a little bit. I don't know. Just something to just go, ooh.
Yeah.
I just want some of that. Like, I want some of that fire, that flame. I want Marcus to get mad. I want Marcus to, to lose it a little bit. I don't know. Well, I guess we just have to wait and see.
Well, what would be good would be, since everybody's fighting over who's going to be in control of Forrester, I mean, you're Forrester, get in the middle of that.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, look, I don't see, I'm also realistic, too. I don't see that happening because of the fact that I'm both Forrester and Logan. Okay?
Yeah.
I love remember, I'm both. I love my dad.
I know.
and then I'm a Logan because Donna, and, I mean, my Aunt Brooke, and my cousin Hope. I mean, geez, I'm kind of in the middle.
Yeah, straddling that fence, my friend. Straddling the fence, always.
Then you have Marcus playing both sides, and that's kind of like, ooh.
That's like that proverbial Carolina Duke fan here in the Carolinas, and they like both teams, and whoever wins are always happy. It's just the way it is. So yeah, I can, but it would just be. And Marcus, the Texan thing was a good storyline because I think that helped kind of broaden the awareness of texting because it's been so prevalent in the news and so much talk about it. But you're right. I mean, it was so short-lived, and it barely had time to get off the ground. I mean, I would have loved to have seen with that storyline, like, there be more of a build-up, like Marcus, kind of stalling on telling and it kind of coming out and all this just to kind of add some, longevity to it. And that air of the listener screaming, going, tell somebody, or this or that, because, we don't ever scream at our TV when the soaps are on at all. I mean, we never do that.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, but that was just kind of, like you say, dead in the water in no time, and it was like, okay, on to something else. But I'm thrilled to pieces that you're on there, and I'm thrilled to pieces that I wish you had more camera time, but I'm thankful when you do because you're one of my absolute favorites on the show. And
thank you.
Just from the beginning, I loved when you came on in the beginning, and just the way they introduced your character into the show. It was such a nice, nice way that they brought that in, and the way they've made you. I just love the fact that you're always this proverbial good guy too. And the soaps always have their characters that have their color, they're dynamic and they have a lot of different sides to them. But I love the fact that Marcus has always been kind of true to who he is on the show.